Every lesson is a lyric in the universal song. Oh, the lessons of the journey, I'll weave them in my song.
Welcome back to Lessons of the Journey. I'm Coach Nicole here with Coach Jen, and today we're diving into a topic that can truly transform your relationships, understanding your partner's love blueprint. This is episode 2 in our Love Languages and Beyond series. Now, last episode, we explored how we all have unique ways of giving and receiving love, shaped by our upbringing, our life experiences, and even our brain chemistry. We also talked about empathic accuracy, the ability to tune in to what someone else is really feeling and needing. Research shows empathic accuracy is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction. In other words, the better we get at truly seeing and understanding our partner's emotional world, the deeper and more meaningful our connection becomes. In today's episode, we'll unpack how to recognize your partner's love languages and their unique love blueprint, what makes them feel truly loved and cared for, and how to bridge the gaps between your emotional dialects. If you're ready to build more empathy, connection, and joy in your relationships, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
All right, let's start with the basics. The original 5 love languages as introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman. Number 1, words of affirmation. This is all about using your words to build your partner up. It's the I love you, the I'm proud of you, or you mean so much to me. It's not just about grand romantic declarations. Sometimes it's simple. Thank you for making dinner tonight. It really means a lot to me. For people who thrive on words of affirmation, those verbal check-ins are like emotional oxygen. They remind them they're seen, valued, and appreciated.
Love me some words of affirmation, baby.
That's right. Tell me how awesome I am and how beautiful I am, and you got me.
This is our primary for both of us, I think. Am I correct in that memory?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you'll get me. I'm a softie for sure. If it's Jen, you're awesome, I go, oh, okay, tell me more. That's how that goes. All right, number 2 is receiving gifts. This is not about materialism. It's about thoughtfulness. A gift says, I thought about you when we weren't together, and I wanted to show you. It could be picking up their favorite snack or bringing home a shell from the beach because it reminded you of them, or buying something they've been needing or hinting at. For someone who values this love language, the meaning behind the gift is far more important than the price tag.
Can I just tell you that if gifts was my love language, I'd be screwed with my husband. I got to the point where I would dog ear the magazine and go, just buy me this. And then he literally would buy the thing on the back side, not on the front side. So then I started circling it, and then he would get it right most of the time. Now I just go buy the things at Christmas and say, wrap these.
You know what? And if that works for you, I'm all for it. There's too many relationships out there going, he should know. He doesn't get me. He doesn't care. We've done so many episodes on how none of that is going to fix anything. And you know what? Every time I read a love language, I go, no, that's my primary. Couldn't tell you how many times. I go, you don't have to spend money on me. If you were out and you went, oh, I got you this flower that I picked from our rose bush outside of our own house, I'd be like, oh, you thought of me. Thank you. It's such a beautiful thing. Seriously. So,
yeah. Well, and I will point out, even the guy that studies gift giving, not just through our primary relationships, but in general, birthday gifts we get, he and his wife have a spreadsheet. And each of them put things on the spreadsheet when they want something. And then the partner goes to the spreadsheet and says, I'm going to get this one.
Nice.
So they get what they want. And I'm like, I'm all for that spreadsheet.
I am so all for it. Yes, I hinted enough and he just wasn't paying attention. And therefore there's a problem. Don't create problems where they don't exist. Nobody can read your mind. If your partner happens to be like Tim, just tell him what the frick you want.
Or buy it and let him wrap it.
Whatever. All right. Number 3 is quality time. This is undivided attention. No phone in hand, no multitasking, just being together. It might be a long walk. It could be a weekend getaway. It could even be sitting on the couch talking about your day. What matters most is the focus you are showing them. You matter enough for me to be fully present is the message that we're sending here. For people whose primary love language is quality time, distraction can feel like distance, while even small shared moments can feel like closeness. Here's another one. You heard me say in the last episode that I am 2020, 2020, 20, and that makes it extremely difficult for the people who love me to, what's she need in this time? Quality time is so important for me with my partner. I need that. I need to feel like I'm important enough for him to be like, oh yeah, that was a necessary time that we spent together. I don't know if while we're spending quality time, he's throwing words of affirmation, I'm butter.
There you go. Well, and I want to point out, there may be one or two of these primary love languages that you're like, I don't need it at all.
Yeah.
We are a mix of these.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 is acts of service. So here, love is shown through doing. Taking out the trash without being asked, cooking breakfast, fixing something around the house, or handling a task that the other person's been dreading. For people wired this way, actions really do speak louder than words. It says, I see what you need, and I'm willing to step in and help carry the load.
And who doesn't like an act of service?
Oh my gosh, I hate touching the trash. Really, I don't know what it is, but if I didn't ever have to do the trash ever again, I'd be good. I've seen couples who have sat down and been like, outside of gender norms, it's what are your tasks in this house? What are my tasks in this house? And then an act of service might be like, oh, well, her task is the dishes and we've all agreed to that. Tonight I'm going to do the dishes. And that would be an act of service. Or maybe I go, oh, tonight I'm going to take out the trash so he doesn't have to when he gets home. That is a way of showing love. And that's one of Paul's ways, actually. That's important to him.
That's interesting. And Tim's a shower of acts of service, but he doesn't really care as much for them. Yeah. But he is an automatic giver of acts of service. I think that might be his upbringing. But it's interesting how we all kind of, I think, like acts of service. Anything that helps your life be easier,
definitely,
I think is a good thing. And being clear, I think you brought up a great point. Being clear on what your partner really doesn't like doing. We all have one or two tasks that we're like, my life would be so much better if I never had to do that again.
Yeah.
Great. I'll do it.
Yeah. That's where communication is beautiful in relationships.
My husband makes the meals, but the honey-do list to fix the things around the house is generally mine. We don't fall into gender norms.
Yeah.
Love it.
Number 5, physical touch. This is about connection through physical closeness. It could be holding hands, a hug after a long day, a kiss on the forehead, cuddling on the couch, or intimacy in the bedroom. For people with this love language, touch is a direct way to feel reassurance, comfort, and love. It's the unspoken, I'm here with you and you're safe with me. For a lot of people, 1 or 2 of these 5 will stand out as their primary love languages. But here's the thing. Like Nicole said, human connection is complex. Those 5 categories don't always capture the entire picture.
That's exactly right, Jen. Every one of us carries a unique love blueprint, a personalized mix of ways we give and receive love. This blueprint is shaped by our experiences, our upbringing, our culture, and our personality. It's not just about one love language. It's more like a recipe. Maybe you need a dash of words of affirmation, a generous scoop of quality time, and a sprinkle of acts of service. Someone else might rely heavily on emotional safety and intellectual connection. Ooh, I said emotional safety. We haven't even talked about that yet. The key here is understanding this blueprint helps you appreciate not just your own needs, but the beautiful complexity of your partners. So today we want to share 5 additional expressions of love that might be part of your blueprint or your partner's. I do want to say I found this so fascinating because I always thought the 5 love languages were pretty amazing, but I always felt like something was missing. And there's a completion through these 5 that we've added. So let's share these. Number 1, shared values and beliefs. For some people, the deepest sense of connection comes from knowing you're moving through life in the same direction. It's about alignment on the big things: family priorities, faith or spirituality, lifestyle choices, political beliefs, or even the way you handle money. When these values are shared, there's a sense of we're on the same team, building the same future. For example, a couple might feel most bonded when volunteering together for a cause they both care about, or when they're working toward a shared dream, like starting a business or raising their kids with certain principles.
Yeah,
I think this is an important one.
absolutely. I can attest to this. Even through the hard times, when you're able to fall back on these shared values and beliefs, it really is a platform to get you going back in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say this is the number one reason why I think that doing a couples retreat of some sort once a year with your partner to get on track, answering some questions and then sharing them with each other so you can support each other is so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have, what are your values? What are my values? What are my beliefs? What are your beliefs? And let's support each other moving forward. Yeah. I feel like this is an important one.
There's such an assumption that quote should exist in a relationship just because you're in a relationship. You exist in the same house, you sleep in the same bed. There's this wild assumption that the person that you're sleeping next to tells you everything, or that you should know what is going on in every moment of every piece of their day. So being able to come together, like what you just said, Nicole, in those retreat type things, like, hey, let's build our love map for the year. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's important, and I want to know how to support you through those things.
Love that. This is an important one for me. This is definitely one of my primaries, I would say. Number 2, emotional safety and vulnerability. Ooh, for others, love is about being able to take off the emotional armor. It's the trust that you can share your fears, insecurities, and imperfections and still be met with acceptance instead of judgment. This is the I can be messy and you'll still stay kind of love. In practice, it might look like a partner who listens without rushing to fix, or someone who responds with empathy instead of criticism when you admit a mistake. People who value this, feeling safe emotionally, is the foundation that makes all other expressions of love possible.
This girl.
I think this right here is one of the main reasons that there are so many divorces when women go through menopause.
Yep.
Right here, I think it gets messy and you need that safety and that vulnerability from your partner. And I don't know if we always get it.
This is the crux of quality time for me. This is what I'm looking for in my quality time. Now, this goes back to, and y'all know I've done a ton of personal work. This goes back to, for me, because I'm the biggest judge and the most harsh critic of myself, that I can't have it from other people. I need to understand that my mess is okay for you. And I don't know what that could look like, but it's my true authentic self that needs to be able to be like, I don't know, I can't perform today, and have somebody be like, it's cool, I'm here. And that's it. This is the crux of that time.
I love that. Isn't that interesting how quality time interweaves with that? I think you're right. For me, quality time actually interweaves with number 3, intellectual connection. Sometimes love is fueled by the meeting of minds. It's the thrill of a deep conversation that goes on for hours, sharing ideas, challenging each other's perspectives, or learning something new together. This could be debating a book you just read, exploring a philosophical question, or working through a creative project side by side. For someone who values intellectual connection, mental intimacy can be just as bonding, if not more, than physical intimacy. Oh, you speak my language.
I hear you on this one too. I tell you, I'll fall right in love with you. You give me number 2 and 3. And fun fact about Jen and Paul, this is the reason I fell in love. Because our first 2 dates were 10 hours long. And we talked and talked and talked and talked. And we talked about big ideas. I hate small talk. I can't. But I can do it. It's just my least fun thing to do. And I'm certainly not falling in love with small talk people. This is so attractive to me. I can't even, if we're here, like just going, oh my gosh, I'm like, you are the most attractive person I've ever seen in my life. And that doesn't even go for the intimate connection that Paul and I have. When I can do this with my girlfriends, you become my favorite person. When we can talk about big ideas, when we can be supportive in this aspect, oh my gosh, you're in my top 5 automatically if we can have this kind of bond in my friendships.
I'm with you 100%. I actually had breakfast this morning with a friend, and on a lot of ways, we are not aligned in our belief system. And yet we can have intellectual connection and respect each other at such a high level. I love her.
Yes.
Because of that. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The depth of it is beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
All right. Number 4, playfulness and fun. Look, not all love is serious.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's laughter that keeps the spark alive. Playfulness might show up as inside jokes, silly nicknames, spontaneous adventures, or even friendly competitions. It's about finding joy in each other's company and remembering not to take life too seriously. For these folks, shared fun isn't just extra. It's the heartbeat of the relationship. Without it, things can start to feel flat.
Yeah.
I can 100% tell you that my husband, Tim, is physical touch and playfulness and fun.
Aw.
And it's so interesting how he devalues it sometimes as if it's not important. It's even one of his core values is fun. The guy is so much better when life is fun. And aren't we all?
Yeah.
But with him, it's a core thing, and he always wants everyone to have fun.
Cool.
I love that.
Go, Tim.
I'm glad this has credence and credit.
Yes. And fun looks different in all types of relationships. I am the only woman in a house of all boys, and I played sports growing up. I was a team athlete, Division I athlete. We are competitive in this house. You give us a game of Uno, oh, the trash talk, it begins. And it's fun, and nobody's taking it seriously. And it's not about the other people. It's about the fun in the experience that we're having. Yes. And those create the inside jokes, the silly nicknames. That's where that kind of stuff comes from. And it's definitely a good thing to have in a household.
We're talking about nicknames here. I play with my husband. We play pickleball with my youngest son and his girlfriend. And my name is Lady Pickle. My husband's name is Statue, because sometimes he just stands still. My son is Net Boy, and his girlfriend is Hot Rookie.
Ooh.
And I just think it is the funniest thing. He came up with these names, and the story behind it is she's like, he took a while, like a half a day to figure out these names. He's like, my mom's going to love these names.
That's
like
great.
A Lady Pickle. I need a nap.
That is
I'm a lady.
Great. Oh, I love it. In our family, we have DJ names.
Oh.
Yeah. Paul had every job under the sun, as far as I can tell. One of those jobs was he was a DJ for a time. I'm DJ JD, which is a fun play on the letters. Paul is DJ PMO because Paul Morgan. His son, Paul Morgan Jr., is DJ PJ. And Grant is DJ G-Funk because
cute.
G-Funk. Max is DJ Maxed Out.
Oh,
because
he's
so our out there one. So so we all have DJ names, and every once in a while the DJ in us shows up and is like, oh, DJ Maxed Out is here.
That's so funny. So my husband, he's the acts of service guy. We were talking about that. I call him Jarvis when he's doing the acts of service. I'm like, can Jarvis give me some water? He came up with that name. He created it. It's not just me.
That's cute. So I'm gonna put a pin in that because sometimes we get haters. Tim came up with that. That's a fun thing in their family. Yes. So shut your mouths about how other people choose to live their lives. Thank you very much.
Hey, you know what? It's fun. And he's like, hey, can Jarvis get you anything? Or we'll be sitting on the couch and he's like, where's Jarvis? I'm like, I don't know. I need something. You know, it's just all in fun. We're just teasing. He loves to serve.
I love it. And it's cute.
That's his thing. He gets excited about it. I'm like, I don't really need service, but that's okay.
You know what? It works for y'all. That's what matters.
Exactly. We figure it out.
Yeah.
That's life. All right. So number 5 on our additional love languages, autonomy and respect for personal space. Now, for some people, love is best expressed by honoring independence. It's knowing your partner supports you, having your own hobbies, friends, and alone time, and that they don't take it personally when you need space. This might mean encouraging them to take that solo trip they've been dreaming of, or respecting their need for quiet after a long day. For these individuals, love says, I trust you, I respect you, and I want you to be fully yourself, even if that means not being with me every second.
Yes.
This is for all you hover relationship people out there.
Well, it may surprise everybody to learn I am an introvert. My recovery after being enthusiastic and expressive is alone, quiet. That is recovery for me. That is the way I can come back into norm inside of a functioning household. I really do need time, space. Give me a minute. That is a very important thing. I think that this maybe particularly is one thing that new couples don't really talk about because maybe they don't know that about themselves. And then when you put opposite personalities together and one person needs to withdraw, it really doesn't have anything to do, but that person pursues, and then that's where that relationship gets messy. So if one person can say, hey, this is something I know about myself, this is something that really I appreciate from my partner, if you can get on board with that, we'll be cool. And then that other person has the opportunity to say, ooh, that's really uncomfortable for me. Maybe I need to work through that if we're going to be together. Or, you know what, that's a deal breaker for me. And this is how we approach relationships in general, whether it's with a friend, with an intimate partner, with a coworker, if you can observe what that looks like. This is how we create successful relationships.
I love that. I want to clarify for me, and I think you and I agree on this, the difference between an introvert and an extrovert actually doesn't have anything to do with the energy they give when they're around people. An introvert does not feel energized around people. They may give the energy, but then they need to go and recover outside of the people. An extrovert actually gets energy from the conversations that they're having with people, the time together.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear on that. And as I get older, I'm more introverted than extroverted. I need time to recover. I'm like, give me my space, leave me alone.
Yeah. It took me a long time to understand that about myself because the idea of extrovert is how I show up in my life. I work with people. I'm a coach. I give everything that I have with enthusiasm and excitement. That doesn't mean that I am energized by that. It does mean exactly what you said. It was a hard lesson to understand over the course of time. And now that I am aware of what that means, it's really changed how I'm able to show up in full in my entire life. So thank you for reiterating what that looks like.
I'd like to clarify with that definition because, for example, I have a child who's an introvert and people would think it means he's quiet or he's shy.
Right.
You get him talking about a topic he's into, he won't shut up.
Yeah.
Quiet and shy didn't play into
Right.
it. So I did some research on my own when he was younger. I'm like, what's the story? And that's when I learned that.
Yeah.
So we went through the 5 primary languages. We went through the additional languages. I want to go through those real quick. So number 1 is shared values and beliefs. Number 2 is emotional safety and vulnerability. Number 3 is intellectual connection. Number 4, playfulness and fun. And number 5 is autonomy and respect for personal space. When you put these together, you start to see just how many ways there are to feel loved. The truth is, most of us have a unique combination of these in your personal love blueprint. Think that menu.
Yes, absolutely. As you think about your own love blueprint and the people you care about, keep in mind that love is beautifully diverse. The more you understand the different ways it can be expressed, the more space you create for empathy, curiosity, and connection. And remember, your blueprint isn't static. You don't choose and stay that way forever. It can shift and evolve over time. The magic happens when you and your partner stay curious and keep learning each other's language. So, how do you go beyond guessing or assuming others' love blueprint? We're going to give you 5 practical steps to help you discover your partner's true love languages. The first one is observe their natural expressions of love. Notice the way your partner naturally shows love. Do they often help out with tasks around the house? Maybe acts of service speak loudest for them. Do they frequently give compliments or say kind things? That could be their way of expressing love through words of affirmation. Pay attention to the way somebody shows you love. That's often going to be a way that they want to receive it. Number 2, listen to their complaints and requests. I know this is hard. I know, because it feels like an attack sometimes. What we're asking is pay attention to what your partner mentions, missing or wanting more of. For example, if they say, we never spend enough time together, quality time might be their primary love language. Also, refer them back to our episodes where we're not supposed to say stuff like that. If they express feeling distant without hugs or touch, physical affection may be key for them. So we want to listen and try to understand what our partner is asking for without taking it personally. Number 3, notice their reactions to different gestures. Try expressing love in different ways and watch their responses. Do they light up when you plan special outings, or do they seem especially touched by a thoughtful note? Their reactions give you clues about what resonates most deeply. Number 4, you can ask open-ended questions. Sometimes direct conversation totally helps. You can ask questions like, what makes you feel most cared for? Or, can you tell me about a time where you felt really loved? You want to listen carefully to their answers without jumping to conclusions. Number 5, reflect and reassess over time. Love languages can be fluid and evolve, so keep checking in and observing over time. What worked last year might shift, and being open to ongoing learning keeps your connection strong. Remember, this is a journey of curiosity, not perfection. The more you tune in with empathy and attention, the better you'll understand your partner's unique way of feeling loved. And that deep understanding is a foundation for lasting connection.
I love that, paying attention. And just because your partner does express a certain way does not necessarily mean that's the way they want to receive. It can. You got to pick up on those clues and those cues, and then you got to check in.
Ask more questions. Yep.
There you go. Clarity is power.
Yep.
Again. Let's dive deep into a concept that's a true game changer for relationships: empathic accuracy. At its core, empathic accuracy is the ability to accurately perceive and understand your partner's thoughts, feelings, and needs, even when they aren't saying them out loud. It's about tuning into the subtle emotional signals, or not so subtle, the unspoken cues, and the deeper messages beneath their words. Why does empathic accuracy matter so much? Well, because misunderstandings and assumptions are some of the biggest drivers of conflict and disconnection in relationships. When you truly see your partner's inner experience, you're better equipped to respond with care, support, and understanding before frustration or resentment takes root. Psychologist William Ikes, who helped popularize this idea, found that empathic accuracy is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction and longevity. According to research by Bodie and Jones in 2015, couples who score high on this skill report greater trust, less conflict, and deeper emotional bonds. In other words, when you really get your partner's emotional world, your connection naturally deepens. So how can you become more empathically accurate? Here are some key ways to start tuning in more deeply to your partner's true feelings and needs. Some of these are going to overlap with how you see their love languages. Number 1, pay attention to nonverbal cues, body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even silence can reveal a lot about what your partner is feeling. Okay, let's be honest. For anyone who's been in a relationship with a woman, you can read the face.
I'm sorry, was my face being too loud?
Okay, for example, a tight jaw or averted gaze might signal stress or discomfort, even if their words say everything's fine. By the way, the word fine
It's not fine.
does not mean fine.
We're not fine.
What's the acronym for fine? Do you know, Jen?
Yes.
You want me to help you?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Yes.
Freaked out,
Insecure.
neurotic, and emotional.
All those
Yes.
things. Fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It'll be fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
All right. Number 2, practice active listening. This means fully focusing on your partner without planning your response or interrupting. Reflect back what you hear to check understanding. It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by work lately. This gives your partner a chance to clarify and feel truly heard. Yeah. Please. Can we please?
This is the number one way to validate your partner. What we have trouble with is our humanness. We think that when our partner is expressing anything that's not words of affirmation, we somehow are taking this in a defensive manner and we stop listening and we start crafting a response to the thing that they haven't even said yet. And that is invalidation and dismissal. That is the wedge that will start driving resentment and contempt. Go back and listen to our multiple podcasts when we talk about conflict. And active listening doesn't mean you are a bad person. It means maybe I don't know everything that's going on with them, and I'm going to be interested. And I'm just going to clear my mind and hear what they have to say. And respond to the thing, not the thing you think they're saying because you weren't listening while you were crafting your own response.
And is it vulnerable?
Yes. Do we love vulnerability, Nicole?
I'd say it's a love-hate relationship at this point.
Yep. Yeah.
If you want to improve yourself, your relationship with all people, you have to get vulnerable. It's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 3, ask open-ended, curious questions. Instead of assuming, invite your partner to share more. Questions like, can you tell me more about that? Or how did that make you feel? Deepen your insight into their experience. I think we could get better at this all over, everywhere, in all situations with all people.
100%.
Getting more curious with others. I think people are fascinating.
If everybody looked real deep inside, they would know this about themselves. The first response is often like the first offer of anything that you're not going to take. It is the curated answer that we think will get us by in the conversation. There's mostly zero depth to that first thing. Mm-hmm. So can you tell me more? Or is there anything else? Those are going to help you go 1, 2, 3 layers deep because the expressed problem usually isn't the problem. If we can just ask that one thing and somebody goes, oh, this is a safe space to say more, you're going to get more. And so you want more. Some of us might be going, I don't want more. I don't want more. No, we really do. If you are interested and curious about how to make things better in that moment, and I'm not saying fix, I'm saying help make things better.
Yeah.
The one question, is there anything else? Tell me more about that. Allow the person the space to dig into what the true thing is. That is relationship changing unto itself.
Yeah. When is the last time that you were having communication with someone and you said, tell me more, letting them talk more? Yeah. So some have difficulty with that.
Yeah.
Number 4, suspend judgment and defensiveness. When your partner shares vulnerable feelings, resist the urge to fix, criticize, or dismiss. Instead, hold space for their emotions, even if they're uncomfortable or different from your own. So important. I think difficult.
So hard because we don't want to feel like, well, this is trauma-based, of course. I don't want to feel like I'm doing anything wrong. My intention wasn't to hurt you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I don't want you. Do you hear me? Do you see my shoulder? Like, no, I love you. I couldn't possibly have intended to do that. And why would I? And this whole like, okay. Whew. It's not about you. It's not about you. 4 agreements. We're not making assumptions. We're not taking things personally. When your partner shares vulnerable feelings, we need you there. Have you ever seen the nail in the forehead video? Oh my gosh. It's like a 3-minute clip. This woman is sitting down. You see them from behind and they're on the couch talking. It's clearly a couple, and she's expressing feelings, and she's talking about it's just giving me headaches and da da da. And the man is sitting there like, I can fix this for you, but we don't know what they're talking about. And the camera pans around. She's got a nail in her forehead. And she's like, I don't need to be fixed. I just want to tell you. And he's like, no, I can fix it right now. I can do it. I can fix it. We can end this whole thing. And it's this whole man-woman dynamic that we're so hilariously familiar with. And that's not what we need. We don't want fixed. We want heard. I want to come up with the fix on my own. I want to know that I have the support behind me to do that. It's not your job to fix. And I find myself to be a fixer too. Most of my life, I was in fight or flight. And so fix it, this very masculine energy, is something that I automatically go to. And it's not necessarily the right thing. And I had to get there in that, oh, I don't want to be fixed. Why do I think anybody else wants to be fixed? That's not a thing. And unfortunately, we see men do this more than women. Women tend to be a little more empathetic. It's not a blanket statement. It's just what we see data-driven.
Yeah, it's the basis of the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus book, is that men are fix-its.
Yeah.
Yes. They want to help you. It's not fixed from a bad place. It's, I want to fix this for you because I want you to feel better.
Yes. That's the difference. We perceive it as not, I love you, I want to help you make it better. We perceive it as, you're incapable, let me do it for you. That's where things go awry.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, reflect on your own emotional responses. Sometimes your feelings are clues about your partner's experience. If you feel distant or irritated, ask yourself, what might be underlying these emotions? Are you picking up on unspoken tension? Yeah, pay attention to this. Empathic accuracy isn't about being perfect or reading minds. It's a skill you can build with practice and patience. The more you tune into your partner's inner world, the stronger your emotional connection grows and the more love truly lands.
Yep. Now that we've discussed empathic accuracy and explored both the classic 5 love languages and some additional ways you can show up uniquely in your relationship, let's talk about how you can actually put this understanding into practice. Understanding your partner's love blueprint is one thing, but communicating it well and building connection takes intention and skill. We're breaking down the practical steps that can help you create deeper empathy, clearer communication, and stronger bonds. Step number 1, all about self-awareness. This means taking time to really reflect on your own love blueprint. What kinds of words, actions, or behaviors make you feel most seen, valued, and cared for? Is it hearing thank you for the little things? Or maybe quality time without distractions? Or physical touch like a hug after a long day? The more specific and honest you can be with yourself about what truly moves you, the easier it will be to share those needs authentically with your partner. You can try journaling or simply sitting quietly and asking yourself, when have I felt the most loved? What was happening? Who was there? What did they say or do? This clarity creates a strong foundation for connection because you can't expect your partner to meet your needs if you're not sure what they are yourself. Number 2, use I statements. Step 2 focuses on how you share your needs, and that's where I statements come in. Psychologist Marshall Rosenberg, the creator of nonviolent communication, showed us that expressing feelings and needs from your own experience, instead of blaming or accusing, can change the entire tone of a conversation. For example, instead of saying, "You never spend enough time with me," which very much sounds like an attack, you might try saying, "I feel most connected when we have uninterrupted time together." This approach invites your partner in rather than putting them on the defensive. It's about owning your feelings and opening a door for understanding. You can even practice this by starting sentences with "I feel" or "I need," and definitely avoid "you always" and "you never." Those will lead to escalating tensions for sure. Step 3 is all about being specific in your requests. Research shows that vague or general requests like "be more affectionate" often leaves partners unsure about what that really means or how to respond. Without clarity, well-intentioned efforts can miss the mark and lead to frustration on both sides. Instead, try giving clear, concrete examples of what you need. For instance, you might say, I feel loved when you hold my hand while we watch TV. Or, it really helps me when you pitch in with the dishes after dinner. By being specific, you're providing your partner with a clear roadmap to meet your needs. This reduces confusion and makes it easier for them to follow through in ways that truly make you feel cared for. Supporting this, research published in Personal Relationship by Wildquist and colleagues in 1999 found that couples who communicate their needs clearly and specifically, rather than making vague complaints, experience more effective responses and feel more loved. Simply put, specificity makes love easier to show and easier to receive.
Love that.
Yeah.
Definite. Let's be clear. Step 4 is choosing the right time to have important conversations. John Gottman,
Love him.
we've talked about him a few times. John Gottman's research shows that emotional regulation is a game changer in couples' communications. When emotions are running high, whether it's anger, frustration, or sadness, conversations tend to go off track and cause hurt feelings. Shocker. It's okay and even wise to pause and wait until you're both feeling calm and open before bringing up sensitive topics.
Yep.
You might say, I want to talk about something important, but I think we should wait until we're both feeling more relaxed. When you do have the conversation, make sure it's a dialogue, not a monologue.
Yep.
For those that don't know the difference, a dialogue is two-way and a monologue is one-way. Ask your partner how they feel about what you're sharing and listen with genuine curiosity instead of preparing your response.
Absolutely.
We could all use help with that.
As someone who has taken a deep dive into the Gottman's work in my own relationship, which, by the way, game changer. Specificity looks like, I want to talk about something important. I think we should wait until we're feeling more relaxed. How does 6:00 tonight work for you? Set the appointment. Or how about after the kids go to bed, will you meet me on the couch at 9 p.m.? Or whatever that looks like for you. If you're in the middle of it, remember that 20-minute pause is what it takes for our regulation to come back. It is important that you don't leave this as open-ended. I want to talk about something important. We should wait till we're feeling more relaxed. Next Thursday is not going to work. Yeah. We need to get it in here.
Not a week later. Yeah. So number 5 is practice active listening. More than just hearing words, it's about tuning into the feelings underneath those words. You seeing a theme here? Studies show that reflecting back what you hear and asking clarifying questions builds trust and emotional closeness. Yeah. For instance, if your partner says, I've been feeling overwhelmed lately, instead of jumping in with solutions or dismissing it, try saying, it sounds like things have been really stressful for you. What's been the hardest part? This shows you're truly present and wanting to understand their experience. Active listening creates a safe space where both partners feel heard, which opens the door for deeper intimacy. Yes. We know this.
If you happen to work in the realm of sales, all of this with your prospects, this matters to the person being sold. I don't want to feel sold. I want to feel heard. This is
100%.
Yep, pay attention.
All right. Step 6 is keep communication ongoing. Relationships aren't a one-time fix. Long-term studies published in the Journal of Marriage and Family show couples who consistently maintain open conversations about their feelings and needs tend to have stronger, more satisfying relationships. This means making space regularly, whether daily check-ins, weekly heart-to-hearts, or whatever rhythm works for you, to talk about how you're doing emotionally and what you might need from each other. Keeping that dialogue open creates a foundation where your relationship can grow, adapt, and thrive even as life changes. So now that we've unpacked these communication essentials, the why and the how, it's clear that clear, compassionate, and well-timed communication isn't just a nice to have, it's essential for building deep, lasting love. And here's the best part. These skills aren't fixed traits. They're practices you and your partner can develop and grow together.
As we wrap up today's discussion on going beyond the 5 love languages and relationship, I want to take a moment to highlight just how much we've covered. From understanding the unique love blueprints that shape how we give and receive love, to practical communication tools like I statements, specific requests, and active listening. We also dug into the powerful concept of behavioral flexibility, how stretching beyond our natural ways of loving and doing it together with our partners can deepen connection and build resilience in our relationships. Remember, none of this is about perfection. It's about growing curiosity, kindness, and empathy, practicing these skills over time, and celebrating progress along the way. Every small step you take together to understand and meet each other's needs is an investment in a stronger, more loving partnership.
Let's go into some takeaways. There were some
Yes.
good things in this.
Here are my takeaways. Love is the most vulnerable one can be in all of life. And when you love someone, it equates to being vulnerable with someone. So if we're coming in with egos and we're refusing to be vulnerable, none of what we just talked about will work for you. None of it. True love requires vulnerability, and everything that we've gone over today is in response to that. Understanding who you love and how they need to be loved and how you need to be loved, game changer. I do wish that somewhere back in the formative years, like high school, somebody would have gone through something like this with us. Because how many awful relationships would we have not been in if we really understood this about ourselves? That's my takeaway. Necessary
That's
stuff.
fantastic. My takeaway is I want to say thank you to Dr. Gary Chapman. I think the fact that he even started the conversation about love being received in different ways is such an opener of the depth that we've taken it to. I just appreciate that he brought that to people's attention, because I know there were relationships that people have where they go, I'm expressing love. This person's not feeling the love. What's happening? And this gives an eye opener. What I loved about today was bringing in the extra intellectual connection is a game changer for me. And validating playfulness and fun for my husband, I think, is huge. I love that because sometimes it can be thought of as superficial, and it is such a powerful part of life. Life needs to be fun, and that's a part that matters. We have to give it more credit.
I love that. That is so good. Yeah, we often dismiss what are actually core values, but we are judging as something superficial. And I think spending that unique time with yourself is really necessary to help understand who you are and what you need, because then from there you have a great platform. Yeah. You know, you said such a great line in Love episode number 1, and it was love smarter, not harder. I think a lot of this helps us in regard to that. It makes us a smarter lover of people, of partnership, instead of spinning our wheels trying to do it harder, which hasn't gotten me very far in life. I tell you that. The smarter way of loving, that's a huge takeaway.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I love that we can dive into this. I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
So let's do our questions. I want to ask first.
Okay.
To preface this with, I've been showing my 8-year-old granddaughter movies from my childhood. I want to know what movies you, Jen, recommend I show her.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if they've been canceled, but it's the Disney movies from my time. I started showing the older Disney movies to my sons when we were on vacation this year, like the old cartoon Robin Hood and the old cartoon I'm so bad with movies. I'm not a movie person, Nicole. You know this. It was all of the old Disney movies. It was like what, the Mouse Detective or something. It was.
I like that.
Yes.
one.
Okay. The Fox and the Hound, and those types of things. He loved them so much more than I thought. The graphics aren't as amazing as the things that we have today, and I find myself kind of being snobby about it. Like, oh, I got to sit there and watch this cartoon. He loved them. He asked for Robin Hood again and again. And I went, okay, this is an interesting. Then what can we teach them from those like core lessons that were really intended to be learned from those movies?
I told you I can sing the Robin Hood song.
There you go.
I have seen that movie so many times because my oldest was hooked on that one. Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, what a day. And Nicole can't sing, but I've seen that one so many times. But that's a great idea. And the Fox and the Hound, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So can I tell you what I've shown her so far? Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
Which
is 8-year-old? Okay. Yeah. Goonies. I mean, that makes sense for 8.
She loved it. And initially she wasn't sure about the lump or whatever his name is with the messed up face, but it was such a good lesson to teach her that outward appearance, because he ends up being a hero.
Yeah.
Outward appearance does not affect how people show up in life. And now she loves it. She's like addicted to it. I showed her Princess Bride.
Yeah, good one.
She thought that was great. And the next one I want to show her is E.T. because I haven't shown her that one yet. But I love this. I'm gonna introduce her to some of these too. And you know what? I'm gonna show some of these to the little one because she likes the animated.
Yes,
I think she'll like that.
Good for those ages for sure. Oh,
Good
you know
ideas.
what? That just gave me a whole weekend movie list for my kids too. Thank you for that. Awesome.
Sharing.
This is so great.
Give and take, baby.
I love it. All right. This is something that I've thought about over and over and over for myself. I'm wondering if you have the same. And this is my question. What would you title your memoir?
My gosh. Oh, I have never thought about this in answer to your question. That was the question, right? If I've ever thought about it. Nope,
No,
never thought about
the question is, what would you title?
I know. Wow. I mean, there's so many ways to go with that.
There are.
I feel like I could think about that all weekend, but hold on. I'll come up with one.
Okay.
Let's see. I would probably name it something like the self-discovery of how my brain is lied to me my entire life. I don't know. I've been big on the way the brain lies to you. Maybe I'd go that direction.
Yeah.
I was trying to think back. I know that Tim and I, we had a funny name. It was his memoir, and it was supposed to be My Wife Was Always Right.
I love it.
Yeah. I think we had one for me too, but I don't remember what it was. Just because we were talking about the funny nicknames. Oh,
I love it. I was expecting something like Ask Jeeves or Fun with
Jarvis,
Jeeves.
not Jeeves,
Jarvis, excuse me.
Yes, Jarvis. He came up with that because he's like, I need a Downton Abbey downstairs name. That's how he came up with Jarvis.
I like it. I like it.
It matters.
Nice job, Tim.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope these ideas inspire you to practice flexibility, patience, and kindness in your relationship. Next week, we're shifting gears to explore family dynamics and friendships, the other vital relationships that shape how we love and are loved. We'll dive into how those connections influence our love blueprint and what you could do to cultivate healthier bonds across your wider circle. Until then, keep showing up, keep learning, and keep loving smarter.
Yay.
Take care, and we'll see you next week on Lessons of the Journey.
Bye.
Bye.
Write your lines with passion, let